Here we are for more anime.
Indeed.
I'm playing as this jerk face.
I seriously thought this was a chick the first time I saw artwork of him.
I mean, in all fairness, usually you don't see that kind of like fur collar on dudes. Well, I mean, any character I designed, you probably would, because I love fur collars.
Right. The long hair and the shading of his pectorals did not help.
That and general, like, silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Carmine's thing is he just wants to beat up people.
So he's like Akuma?
Except not nearly as powerful.
Probably not as nice either.
Yeah, Koopa's pretty nice as long as you don't want to fight to the death.
Yeah, I mean, he sells fruit for a living.
And he saved a kid once. And then, well, also you can't spy on him when you're in a submarine or anything either. He doesn't like that.
Eh.
Also, don't have potential and go to where his hideout is, because he'll just fucking destroy his island. And be like, get stronger, then leaves you stranded in the middle of the ocean.
Which in itself is kind of a trial by fire. Either you get stronger or you die.
You either learn to swim or you're drowned.
I guess it's more of a trial by water then.
I feel almost ironic that the first person I fight is the last person I played as.
It's almost like there's some continuity. Should do that more often.
All of it's non-canon except for the last person I play as.
I guess. I don't know how this shit works.
Well, French bread, like, we're not going to animate anybody's hair blowing in the wind. And now, like, almost all these characters have English voice actors. Yay! And since they're doing a Season 2 for DLC for BlazBlue Cross Take Battle, even more of these characters will have English voices. Yay! So I might get my playable Enkidu after all.
Maybe.
Carmine's like playing as Zato and I almost said BlazBlue and Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Except blood, and you lose health when you use it.
Oh. Well, that's a thing.
But at least it makes sense. He's using, well, his blood for it.
Yeah, and you can only stand to lose so many pints of that before you pass out.
Probably doesn't help that he's fucking spreading it all over his arms.
Not really.
And his eyes, I guess. I don't get that part.
I think he should really see an optometrist about that.
Or your mom if you don't have a dad. I would have gone with lobster. Everybody knows what those are. Two punks talk to each other. One of them is actually a punk. I'm gonna do it.
Yes, he is just picking fights for the hell of it.
I'll fight them, I'll fight you, I'll fight everybody. I think I just probably walk away at this point, but like, yeah, you do that, buddy.
Yeah. Whereas Hyde's more like, you know what? You're straight to the point. I like you.
That's fine, let's do this. That's one thing I don't get about, like, writing in Japanese games. They're like, yeah, I'm totally gonna kill you, and then they don't really, like, just say you're gonna beat the shit out of me. Seems like that would be easier. But I guess less intimidating. Or you could just be like, hey, we're playing for keeps. Carries the same connotations, but like, doesn't explicitly say I'm gonna murder you at the end of this. What the?
What was that?
Facebook notification that played a sound for some reason? I guess I still have it open. I need those Facebook likes to know I'm popular.
You millennials and your goddamn Facebook.
Don't even, you're a millennial too. We were born within the same time frame.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just more with it until it changes too much. As Grandpa Simpson would say, I used to be in and with it, and then they changed what it was. And the same thing will happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we've kind of, like, plateaued on what it is.
Kind of.
Like, technology isn't really changing too terribly much now. Like, computers haven't changed much in terms of, like, OS functionality.
Not since, like, Windows XP came out. Well, no, more like Windows 98.
It's all been pretty, well, yeah, basically kind of pretty set at this point.
Yeah, computers... The use of computers has not changed much in the last 20 years. The number of people using them and the amount of things they use them for has certainly changed. And, of course, now we have magical internet phones that are more powerful computers than anything you could buy in 1998.
And sometimes, even occasionally, more powerful than your computer, definitely.
In some cases, yes.
I think my computer has like 6 more RAM than my phone does. Meanwhile, they have phones out there with like 16 fucking gigs of RAM, which is twice as much as my computer does.
Yeah, and they have computers the size of a credit card that are actually more powerful than anything you could buy in 1998.
At least I think I only have 8 gigs of RAM. I don't remember.
Like, if you were, like, had no computer at all, and you just needed a computer to do basic, like, internet browsing and work with, you could just buy, like, a fucking Raspberry Pi and put Linux on it, or get, like, one of those Windows 10 single-board computers.
Probably a Windows 10 thing, because, Linux.
But my point being, you can spend like 30 or 40 bucks on a computer that actually is a usable computer that you can do things on, productive things, and like still like browse the internet and watch YouTube and shit. That's kind of amazing.
And if you're a nerd, you can talk about how you have a Raspberry Pi to cover all your emulation needs.
Right.
It's like vaping amongst video game players. Like anytime like the topic of digital storefronts and virtual console comes up, there's always that one guy. I'm also a little bit worried that Carmine doesn't know what a crayfish is.
Carmine's got some weird hair.
He takes care of it. He uses product.
Kind of makes me think of Luger Kresnik.
What, you mean Seth?
Carmine's hair.
I was gonna say, wait, how does Carmine's hair remind you? It's long and red.
Or not?
Seth.
Yeah, Seth.
He's even got the little idiot hair thing going there. One unnecessarily long bang.
Yeah.
Or piece of hair. I'm trying to remember who voices Carmine. I think it's Greg Chun, whose other roles I remember, but it would be nothing you recognize.
Probably not, no.
Such as the new voice actor for Ike and Fire Emblem related things. Probably. Unless they can only really get Jason, whatever the hell his name was, the original voice actor for Ike, back in like limited capacity, and not every time the mobile phone game's like, hey, we have another version of Ike in here that we need voiced.
I imagine that gets tiring. Like, what's her name that voices Rin Tosaka?
Mela.
Yeah, Mela. It's like, okay, we've got another Rin for you to voice.
We're doing another version of Fate. We need you to come back. Granted, I mean, in the voice acting industry, I assume, like, any kind of work is like, yeah, sweet, sure, I'll come in.
I mean, yeah, that is a thing, to be fair.
Also, next time on Bromance.
More broke voice actors.